boys and girls, welcome to a new school year. I have a feeling you're going to be familiar with this concept. Today I'm going to share the story, How I Spent My Summer Vacation by Mark Teague. And the reason I wanted to do that is because most students, when they come back into a classroom, are asked to share what they did over the summer. And sometimes people have a ton of ideas, and sometimes they have none. I don't know why, because you can make anything exciting. And so I wanted to help you with this story by Mark Teague. Wallace Bleff, the main character in this story, he is good at creating a story. And so I want to see if you can figure out his strategy, and then we'll talk more about writing. How I Spent My Summer Vacation, written and illustrated by Mark Teague, who, by the way, is a very prolific writer, and he likes these characters, so you see them in his stories again and again, which also makes them a lot of fun to read. How I Spent My Summer Vacation by Wallace Bleff. Look, he gets to write it on an old school blackboard. When summer began, I headed out west. My parents had told me I needed a rest. Your imagination, they said, is getting too wild. It will do you some good to relax for a while. All right, here he goes. His crazy imagination. So they put me on board a westbound train. To visit Aunt Fern in her house on the plain. I love how the more he reads, the more he gets into his story. He's just getting sucked in. But I was captured by cowboys, a wild-looking crowd. Their manners were rough and their voices were loud. Dun dun dun. Got off that train awfully fast. I'm trying to get to my aunt's house, I said, but they carried me off to their cow camp instead. The cattle boss growled as he told me to sit. We need a new cowboy. Our old cowboy quit. We could sure use your help, so what do you say? I thought for a minute, then I told him, okay. Then I wrote to Aunt Fern, so she'd know where I'd gone. I said not to worry, I wouldn't be gone long. Dear Aunt, captured by cowboys. Don't worry, see you soon. Love, Wallace. And she's P.O. Box 5, Prairie Tumbleweed. Yeah, if I was this child's aunt, I would be very worried indeed. That night I was given a new set of clothes. Soon I looked like a wrangler from my head to my toes. But there's more to a cowboy than boots and a hat. I found out the next day and the day after that. And right now we can use our background knowledge and think about, what does a cowhand have to do? What is Wallace learning? Each day, I discovered some new cowboy tricks. From roping, you might want to work on his roping. Cow's bigger than him. I just want you to see the expression on that cow because it just cracks me up. And riding to making fire with sticks. Yeah. I don't know about his skills. I especially like that the prairie dog is very optimistic and the bear looks a little concerned. Slowly, the word spread all over the land. That wrangler, Kid Bleff, is a first-rate cowhand. The day finally came when the roundup was through. Aunt Fern called, "Come on over. Bring your cowboys with you." She was cooking a barbecue that very same day. So we cleaned up a little. and we headed her way. Look, Ma, no hands. I like that there's a phone booth out in the prairie, not to mention most of you would all have cell phones. The food was delicious. There was plenty to eat, and the band that was playing just couldn't be beat. But suddenly I noticed a terrible sight. The cattle were stampeding and stamping with fright. It's a scene I'll remember till my very last day. They're gonna stampede, I heard somebody say. They're all dancing and having a really good time. Just then, they came charging. They charged right at me. I looked for a hiding place. A rock? A tree? What I found was a tablecloth spread out on the ground. So I turned it like a matador and spun it around. It was a new kind of cowboying, a fantastic display. The cattle were frightened and stampeded away. And here are our cattle. He makes an excellent matador. Then the cowboys all cheered, "Bless a true buckaroo!" They shook my hand and slapped my back, and Aunt Fern hugged me too. And that's how I spent my summer vacation. I love that the teacher's been looking at a paper the whole time. She finally looks up when he's done. I can hardly wait for show and tell. All right, so with that, I want you to think about this young person. Let's use Wallace as the example. He had to write about a summer vacation, which is what I'm going to have my class do when I hang out with them. And sometimes that's tricky, getting an idea. And how do you elaborate on that? And if you've been on quarantine all summer and really haven't gone out much, what can you take to make special, or what could you do to make it different and exciting, right? So writers elaborate by talking about their experiences or ideas. I think it's important to develop your ideas by telling your story. And so in my Zoom class later, I will do a 60-30-10 pair share. I'll model it, and then I'll have everybody try that in their own little rooms with a partner. And what it means is one person talks for 60 seconds about their summer vacation, and the other person can only listen. And then they switch. And then they switch again, and they do the same thing for 30 seconds. And then they switch again for 10 seconds. It's called a 60-30-10 pair share. You can do it with a family member, too, if you can't be in a Zoom classroom. Or maybe you'll be in a regular classroom. Who knows? But this gets the ideas flowing. And hey, nobody's going to know if you're telling the truth or elaborating or making something up. Wallace Blessed used his imagination. Maybe you'll tell about the summer vacation you wished you'd had. Or maybe you'll take something extraordinary. For me, I'd probably talk about getting my kitten, which was really nice of Marvel to show up right now so that I could say that. He's now, how old are you now? 12 weeks old? Really interested in that zipper. He's about 12 weeks old. He would make a great summertime story because then I could just tell about his antics. Maybe you have something you learned how to do, or maybe you have a sibling that did something crazy. Who knows? Or maybe you got to go on a little vacation somewhere. But whatever it is, you're going to share it with a partner and kind of develop your ideas by talking it out. And then we're going to do some writing. So, hope this got your thoughts going. You have some time to think about it now. And catch you later. And Marvel says goodbye. He'll probably try eating the book when I turn this off. See ya.